Welcome to the 62nd episode of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. 1,000 ways of manifestations of ultimate cosmic energy in this universe, transcending in 1,000 forms, sufficiently small nourishments to provide training to our faculties. Through this nourishment, small doses, the individuals get trained to get rid of their inertia effects, get trained to samsara yoga, bhakti yoga, aishwarya yoga, Vidya yoga, so many yogas, get trained to become enlightened, get trained to rise to the state of the Guru, get trained to pass this knowledge to others. So many ways, these 1,000 manifestations, the training is provided. So that is the essence of Lalitha Sahasranam Stotra. So let us move on. The next nama is nishkarana. Nishkarana. So this is again the continuous series of the duality effect namas. So the two extremes of nishkarana are the karmacharan action driven by, that is intended karmacharan action or unintended karmacharan action. So these are the two ends of nishkarana. Intentional or unintentional type of karmacharana. These form the two ends of nishkarana. So by being beyond these two, I am able to control these two ends of karmacharana, that is called nishkarana. So those who are beast-like, not able to accommodate in any of the divisions, methods, schemes, they've self-proclaimed themselves as untamable. So their vikaras have vanished, and they have been transformed into yoga, the path of the yoga. And some of them got an enlightenment, risen to the state of Guru. So these enlightened individuals are providing training to others towards making them into the yogam, towards transforming them also towards in yoga, in the path of yoga. So as part of this training, so they have been trained various the dual affected namas, and the nishkarana is one of them. So when these animals graze, or when they do karmacharana, so many thousands of microorganisms, their own karmacharana action were terminated. They get terminated, or they even die. So, for example, when they graze, when the cows or buffaloes or Vrishabhas, when they graze, so many micro living beings, their own karmacharana were disturbed, or they even lose their life. So similarly, when the animals are fearful or are subjected to fear psychosis, when they run, they cause a lot of damage. So when they graze, it is in both these cases, intended and unintended karmacharana of the animals are being exhibited. Okay, so when they graze, they graze with the intention, and so many micro living beings may get disturbed when they run for their life in fear. It is unintended. They may cause a lot of damage in that state also. So in the same community, when the person gets enlightened, he transforms into the Bhadragaja. Bhadragaja is, we have discussed that Bhadrapriya, Bhadragamya, Bhaktivasya, Bhayapaha. So Bhadragaja, or the Bhadra elephant, that is one of the sect of the elephant, that is an evolved elephant. So it's the Bhadra elephant karmacharana action is different. It will not, it tries to the maximum possible extent not to cause any damage. It is able to distinguish through its power of discretion the most microscopic to the most macroscopic. So it has that much vast, wide range of, wide functioning of power of discretion. So how it is able to do it? Because through this samsha, nishkarana, it is able to do it. It is beyond the state of intentional or unintentional. Since it's beyond, it can use the intentional or unintentional to its, as the situation demands. So Bhadra elephant, also it is also part of the animal community. Its karmacharana, the karmacharana Bhadra elephant is different compared to other animals. So this is the state of being yoga, that is Bhadra elephant. So in order for them to reach this state like Bhadra elephant, they have been given training through the Guru form, under the supervision of the Guru, the training in intended karmacharana or unintended karmacharana, so that they can understand these two extremes, and they can go beyond these two and able to control these two. That is the root of the karmacharana or action, the power of intent for the karmacharana or sankalpa bala for karmacharana. The root is the sankalpa bala. Power of intent is the root, sankalpa bala. So sankalpa bala, the concept of sankalpa bala or power of intent was already been covered earlier. So these individuals who are animalistic, not able to accommodate themselves in any of the divisions, were given the various ways of training. So when the sankalpa law so when an individual is performing the karmacharana action, so the individuals or the living beings whose sankalpa or power of intent is intensity of the individuals or power of the individuals or living beings whose power of intent is intensity of the power of intent of these entities are lower compared to the the individual who is having a higher power of intent, their karmacharana will definitely get disturbed. That is that is how this the order in the universe runs. So, as an example, let's say we are driving a vehicle. So, as the vehicle passes, so the driving the vehicle, that is a sankalpa, that is power of intent. So, anything that is having a lesser intensity power of intent that comes in the cross section of this vehicle, passing vehicle, their karmacharana will definitely get disturbed. So, for example, so many living beings may get died under the wheels of this fast moving vehicle. So, because their karmacharana, power of intent or sankalpa of these living beings, or intensity of this is lower compared to the passing vehicle or the person who is driving the passing vehicle. So, this is unintended, or it is called aprameyam. So, similarly, so the person, individual who is having a power of, who is performing the action with an intensity, if he if he or she come across as another individual with a higher intensity, his own power of his own sankalpa will get disturbed. So, for instance, the same person, individual, driving the vehicle very fast may collide with a bigger vehicle because he is not able to control, not able to steer properly, and result that will result in an accident. So this is like a termination of his karmacharana, sankalpa, because he has encountered another entity that is having a higher intensity, power of intent. So his power of intent or sankalpa was disturbed. So these are the two extremes, and so beyond these two, by being beyond these two and able to control these two, is nishkarana. So that means the intended karmacharana action or unintended karmacharana action, able to control by being beyond these two and ability to control these two. Nishkalanka, next nama is Nishkalanka. So the two extremes here is Lanka and Alanka. So being beyond Lanka and Alanka and ability to control these two, that is Nishkalanka. So what is Lanka and what is Alanka? So Lanka means in the heavy water element, water is the heaviest among the five elements. So in the heaviness of the water element, the rarefied presence of the rarefied form of the earth element. That means the earth element floating in the heavy water element. That is Lanka. Alanka means the rarefied sky element, the presence of the heavy water element residing in the rarefied sky element, that is Alanka. So where Lanka is refers to the presence of the earth element that is floating in the water, Alanka refers presence of water element floating in the sky element. So what does these two indicate, Lanka and Alanka? Through Lanka, one can through the concept of Lanka, through the tool of Lanka, or through the method of Lanka, one can get rid of their heaviness, just similar to the floating earth element in the water. So, meaning the higher, beyond the limit heavy elements, if there are present, then one can get rid of these heavy elements through Lanka. So, in other words, if positive energy and negative energy are not in balance, the excessive negative energy can be gotten rid through Lanka, the tool of Lanka, or the demonic elements in us. We get an opportunity to get rid of these demonic elements, excessive demonic elements that are not able to balance, that are present even after balancing the demonic versus the divine elements, the excessive demonic element present. They can be gotten rid through Lanka. So, in the process, it provides training to the individual to attain the witness mode operation, because they are in balance. So, similarly, through Alanka, so one can get rid of their light attributes and then attain heaviness. So, meaning they can get rid of excessive positive energy elements or divine elements, and then they can absorb the demonic elements. So, in the same manner as that of Alanka also provides training to the individual to reach the witness mode of operation through the anti-clockwise direction, through the clockwise direction, while Lanka is the method of attaining witness mode operation through anti-clockwise direction. So, or it can be that Lanka will give an opportunity for the individual to transform into divine elements from demonic elements, while Alanka will provide opportunity for the same individual to transform into demonic form from the divine form. So that's why when in the rarefied sky element, the presence of the heavy water element in the form of the clouds that are having a critical mass, that mass sometimes it can be as high as the weight of 1,000 elephants. So it's a very heavy mass. So that results in cyclonic storms, and the way the cyclonic storms act is like very similar to demonic activities. So they will cause havoc. So this is the training that is being given to the individuals through the guru who was a part of their own community in the past, before he got an enlightenment and then promoted to the state of guru. So this guru is providing this training to these individuals in various ways. In the previous nama, the intended karmacharan or unintended karmacharan was training in that direction was given. In this nama, the ability to transform from divine to demonic or demonic to divine through Lanka and Alanka. So for the reason why he has to provide this training, there are many reasons for that. There are several reasons for that. So let us see what are the reasons. So one reason is if they have any residual excessive demonic or divine forms, they can get rid of them through this Nishkalanka, and then they can get back to the path of yoga. That is one reason. So similarly, those who are acting as if they are in yogam, path of yogam, but then they are not able to get rid of these residual effects. So for them to get back to their animalistic behavior through this residual demonic or divine forms, and then finish them off, and then come back to the yogam. So this kind of training will help them to quickly reach to the witness mode of operation. So why this has to be done, why this witness mode is required, is because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has reiterated that paritrana sadhunam vinasa yasadushkrutam dharma samstavanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever this dharma chakra, the wheel of dharma, gets distorted or driven into the imbalance, that means the positive energy, negative energy not in balance, Lord Krishna has said that I will create sadhu. Sadhu means neutral elements. That means the witness mode operating people. So who have the ability to go in the positive or negative terrain. I will create sufficient number of the witness mode operatives who have the ability to transform themselves into positive or negative energy as the situation demands, and restore the balance. How he restores? If there is excessive negative energy, he will create witness mode operatives in equal number, so who can transform themselves into the positive energy, so that net balance is neutral again. Or if the excessive imbalance is towards positive energy, so he will create sufficient number of neutral elements who can transform themselves to the negative energy, equal number in the negative polarity, and even leading to the establishment of the balance again. So this kind of training is required for these individuals who are pursuing the yoga marga. So they have to be trained how to get rid of the positive energy through alanka, and how to get rid of the negative energy through lanka, so that when they get back to the witness mode of operation, so when the situation arises to restore the balance of dharma chakra or the wheel of dharma, so these elements, these individuals will be recruited to re-establish towards re-establishing that balance. So that kind of training is required, and hence this Nishkalanka is applied on these individuals under the supervision of, again, the Guru, who is following none other than the methods and strategies of the Universal Mother. So in Valmiki's Ramayana, this Lanka is mentioned So this is at the tip of the southern part of the southern part of India, and beyond the Indian Ocean, the South part of the ocean, Indian Ocean, and so there was excessive imbalance that happened during the time of Ramayana, because of which that the earth element that was floating in Lanka was too much, and all the heaviness that was supposed to be equally shared, that was passed to the Indian subcontinent. So the Lanka, if it becomes too it's too much floating also beyond a critical mass, then also it becomes unstable, just the way that if the critical mass of the heavy element in sky element, if it is too much beyond a threshold, then it can result in a cyclone or a storm. So similarly, if the critical mass of Lanka, if it is too high, and if it's too much floating, then it is, it can be unstable. It cannot be stable. So this similar situation similar situation happened in Treta Yuga, Rama's time, and all the heaviness, all the negative energy are passed to the excessive negative energy passed to the Indian subcontinent. The earth element in the Indian subcontinent became too heavy, and the earth element in Lanka has become too light. So there was a big imbalance. So Rama has to do an extraordinary Herculean task of establishing the balance by constructing a bridge in a witness mode operation through the help of crores of vanaras, or the monkey communities. So this, and then subsequently there was a war that happened, so that resulted in balanced state. So that is that's similar to. So all these people have used the Nishkalanka in their karmacharan at the time, the construction of the bridge. So the remaining namas we will explore in the next episode. Thank you.